What's up guys, today we're going to be doing another music video explanation. I did one on X's Moonlight which turned out really well and a lot of you seem to enjoy it, so I'm going to be doing another one for a video that has just come out, I think yesterday, maybe today, and has been getting a lot of confused comments and stuff. A lot of people think it's just some satanic ritual, which it kind of is, but there's a lot deeper meaning to it, and TrippieRedd honestly is a genius with what he did, and no one really realizes what's going on here. So to give you a little short summary, if you don't know anything about Charles Manson, then we'll go into that later. I have a lot more explanation and in-depth look into Charles Manson and his cult. But that's pretty much what Trippy is alluding to in this video, talking about Topanga, which is a place where Charles Manson's cult resided. They had a house there, and the cult resembles Charles Manson's cult, also known as the family, the Manson family cult. It all lines up. So get ready, sit back, because we're gonna go deep into this. So let's start off with a little bit of a background on Charles Manson, his life, and who he is. So if you don't know who Charles Manson is, he is a man who made a cult called The Family, which I talked about earlier. But Charles Manson grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. He was a street kid, you know, he was homeless a lot. He only had his mother, and his mother often tried to get rid of him. He's very neglected. And he grew up on the streets and fell in love with crime and criminals and all of that, you know. And he also had a weird kink for pimping out young girls and making them fall in love with him. You know, he's very manipulative in that manner. Let's talk about some of his later life. He grew up, eventually got in and out of prison, and when he was in prison, he fell in love with making music. And he was hoping that when he get out, he would become a musician. And he almost did, you know, he got out, he made some music. He actually worked with one of the members of the Beach Boys on a song, but you know, he couldn't outshine the Beatles or anything like that. This is in the mid 1900s, by the way. And so eventually he just started forming a cult. This cult is very strange, you know. It had a lot of just young women, and he led a ton of young women that followed him around. They did hallucinogenic drugs like shrooms, LSD, all that good stuff, you know, some regular mid 1900s hippie cult stuff, you feel. But now we're going to talk about some of the relations we can already see between TrippieRedd and Charles Manson. TrippieRedd makes a lot of more sense of this in his lyrics, so we're going to go over that later. But some weird things that I just wanted to kind of throw out there for you is Charles Manson was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. TrippieRedd was born in Canton, Ohio. So there's already a relation between that unintentionally, you know. I mean, TrippieRedd has a thing for pimping out young girls. Charles Manson likes pimping out young girls. You know, they both in love all the time with all these girls. You know, shout out Alex. But anyways, let's go a bit more into the cult. And I'm going to make more sense of all the meaning by taking a look at the lyrics later, which ties it all together perfectly and what he's trying to say. Now I'm going to explain why the cult in the music video is obviously Charles Manson's cult. So Charles Manson's cult consisted of a bunch of young girls that pretty much went around and did whatever he said, even like killing people and stuff. And the cult was just basically made to take a bunch of hallucinogenic drugs, you know, LSD, shrooms. They all just chilled out, talked about religion, killed people, you know, had sacrifices. I mean, Charles Manson was known for trying to start a race war between the blacks and the whites. And what's a weird thing is Charles Manson wanted to kill all the whites by leading the blacks, and I don't know his thought process behind that. I really don't know. I mean, when you do take a lot of hallucinogenic drugs, stuff like that can just kind of happen, you know. You just start thinking crazy, you just start wanting to kill everybody if it gets out of control. So let's talk a bit about the lyrics and make some sense of that. If we look at the lyrics here, it says, "Don't talk to strangers." Well, I'll just put it on the screen. Now read that. Basically, it's TrippieRedd talking to girls or something. He's saying since he was young, he's been toting bangers. Basically, since he's young, he's been trapping like a criminal, out here killing people and stuff. And but this is really important. He says, "I may take that little to Topanga." Topanga is a place where Charles Manson's cult resided, all right? And he's saying, "Stop, little, you in danger." This whole course is about him talking to a girl, saying, don't follow me. I'm gonna manipulate you, and I know you out here killing people and stuff. You in danger, don't follow me. But if we look at the post-chorus, he says again, I can take you to Topanga, open my hand like Jesus and Savior. And Charles Manson thought of himself as a god, and all his followers did too. And TrippieRedd again just says, stop that now, you in danger, right? He's just basically warning the girl not to follow him, and he's gonna lead her down a dark path. You know, he's almost feeling some remorse for making these girls go crazy. Who knows, he actually might not be feeling any remorse. Now if we look at the verse, he says that he has nothing for these girls. He's got that gun on him, he's a criminal, you know. It's basically kind of repeating the same thing, just pulling up with guns and killing people and stuff, and talking to that girl about the same stuff, right? Goes back to the chorus and then back to the post-chorus. So if we just look at all this, it makes sense, right? It's basically TrippieRedd telling girls, or a specific girl, not to fall in love with him. He's gonna lead them down a dark path, but he can take her to Topanga, become one of his followers or whatever. Apparently he thinks he's Jesus. You know, I'm pretty much just giving you this information, and I'm gonna try to let you interpret it a little bit for yourself and what he means by this and what you think he's thinking about it. But that's pretty much it. And if we can go over some stuff, like with this beat on this song, it's like a gospel sounding beat, you know? It sounds like all happy and upbeat when you very first hear it, which is also another thing that can be seen as manipulative. When you very first hear a song, you're probably like all dancing to it, thinking it's some happy song, not really paying too much attention to the lyrics. But as soon as you get a closer look, go a little bit in depth, watch the music video, you realize that there's something very dark and something a lot deeper going on here. But that's pretty much all I have for today. I mean, we could talk about Charles Manson all day. There's a lot of stuff that went on in his life, but you can research that later if you want. Now, go down in the comments, tell me what you think. Tell me if you think I'm completely wrong. Tell me if you think that I'm onto something. Tell me if there's any other music videos you want me to explain for you, because I do this, I love it. And like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.